Hello, friends. Welcome back to Easy Talk English, the place where learning English feels easy and fun. Today, let's talk about something that every English learner faces: those quiet, uncomfortable moments when you stop speaking because you don't know the next word. You know what I mean, right? You're speaking in English, feeling confident, and then suddenly your brain goes blank. You pause. You say, and you feel nervous. Your confidence drops. You start thinking, oh no, what's the word? What do I say now? That silence feels heavy, doesn't it? But today, we're going to change that. Today, I'll show you how to speak English naturally without filling silent gaps with or losing your flow. You will learn how to keep going, even when your mind needs time to think. So let's start with a little story. Imagine a girl named Sarah. Sarah loves English. She watches English shows, she reads short English books, and she even writes small paragraphs in her notebook. But whenever she tries to speak, something happens. She begins, well, hi, my name is Sarah and I love, and then she stops. Her brain goes quiet. She tries to find the next word. Nothing comes. She says, and after that, she loses her confidence. She starts thinking, my English is so bad, and stops speaking. Now, here's the truth. Sarah's English isn't bad at all. She just doesn't know how to handle silence. And maybe you're the same. You already know the words, you already understand the grammar, but when silence comes, your fear starts talking louder than your confidence. So, what if I told you that silence is not your enemy? Silence is actually your friend. Surprised? Let me explain. When you speak your native language, you also pause sometimes, right? You stop, think, and then continue. That's normal. The same thing happens in English. The only difference is when you pause in your language, you don't judge yourself. But when you pause in English, you think, I'm failing. You see the problem? The silence itself is not the problem. Your fear of silence is. So the first thing to understand is this: silence is okay. It's part of speaking. Even native English speakers pause often. Listen carefully to any English interview or podcast. People stop, they take a breath, they think, and then they continue. That's natural. The difference is they pause with confidence. You can do that too. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're speaking to someone and you forget a word. Instead of saying, try smiling and saying, let me think for a second. Or how can I say this? Or even what's the right word? These small phrases give you time to think and they sound confident. You're not silent, you're controlling the conversation. See the difference? You turn your silence into power. Another trick is to use easy connector words when your mind goes blank. Words like so, you know, actually, well, or I mean. These are small words that help your brain catch up. For example, if you forget what to say next, you can say, well, that's interesting because, or actually, I think, or, sometimes. These phrases are like bridges. They help you cross the silence smoothly without falling into fear. Now, let's talk about something that every learner struggles with: thinking too much while speaking. Have you noticed how your brain tries to do many things at once? You try to remember grammar rules, choose the right words, think of pronunciation, and also worry about making mistakes. That's a lot of work. No wonder your brain freezes. The solution? Stop multitasking. Stop trying to be perfect. Just focus on the message, not the grammar. When you focus on what you want to say, not how perfect it sounds, your words start flowing naturally. Let's try to understand this with an example. Imagine you want to say, I haven't finished my homework because I was watching TV. But suddenly you forget how to say haven't finished. Don't panic, just use simpler words. Say, I didn't do my homework because I watched TV. It's not perfect grammar, but it's clear. The goal is communication, not perfection. The more you focus on sharing ideas, the fewer silent gaps you'll have. You see, speaking English is not about speed, it's about rhythm. And rhythm comes from confidence. Confidence grows when you give yourself permission to speak slowly. It's okay to take a second before your next sentence. It's okay to breathe. English speaking is not a race, it's a conversation. You don't need to fill every second with words. Sometimes silence makes your speech sound more natural. Think of great speakers. They don't talk fast all the time. They pause. They use silence as power. They know that a pause can make people listen more carefully. You can use the same magic. When you pause, don't think, oh no, I forgot. Think, I'm giving my brain time to find the next idea. That small change in mindset makes a big difference. Now let's talk about another common problem, translating in your head. Many learners pause because they're thinking in their native language and trying to translate every word. That's why your sentences break. So, what's the solution? Start thinking in simple English. You don't need complex sentences. Use easy words that come to you first. For example, instead of thinking, how can I translate this exact idea? Just say, what's an easier way to say it? If you want to say, I'm exhausted, but you forget that word, say, I'm very tired. That's still perfect communication. Here's a small daily practice you can do. Every morning, talk to yourself in English for 1 minute. Talk about your plans for the day. For example, today I will go to work. I have a meeting. After that, I will buy groceries. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak slowly, naturally, and if silence comes, let it. This small habit will train your brain to stay calm during silence. Sometimes learners feel pressure in front of others. When you speak in front of people, you want to sound smart, right? That's why silence feels scary. But remember this, silence doesn't make you look weak. Silence makes you look thoughtful. When you pause, it looks like you are choosing your words carefully. It actually makes your English sound more natural. So instead of fighting silence, use it. Own it. I want to share something personal. When I first started learning a new language, I used to feel exactly the same. I would start a sentence and then forget one word. And in that second, my mind would scream, oh no, they'll think you're stupid. But later I realized no one cares as much as I thought. People just want to understand you. And when you relax, your brain relaxes too. And when your brain relaxes, the words come faster. So the next time you forget a word, smile. Take a breath. Don't rush. English will come back to you. Another beautiful way to stay confident during silence is to prepare short, flexible phrases. For example, if you don't understand something, say, could you repeat that? Or, I didn't get that. Can you say it again? If you forget a word, say, it's on the tip of my tongue. If you need time, say, give me a second, I'm thinking. These are simple but powerful tools that keep the conversation alive while your brain organizes words. And here's something important. Silence is not failure. Silence is thinking. Thinking is part of learning. You are not a robot. You are a learner, a human. And humans need time to think in every language. The more you allow yourself to pause calmly, the faster your speaking improves. Because when your mind feels safe, it learns better. Let's imagine this again. You're in a conversation and you suddenly pause. The old you would panic and say, oh no, they'll think I'm bad at English. But the new you will smile and think, I'm just thinking I'm doing great. That's confidence. Confidence doesn't mean speaking fast. Confidence means staying calm when things slow down. So, my friend, from today, don't fight silence. Don't fear pauses. Embrace them. Use them as a moment to breathe, to think, to connect. When you stop filling every silence with or your English starts to sound smoother, more natural, and more confident. You start to enjoy speaking instead of fearing it. Remember, English fluency is not only about how many words you know, it's also about how calm and clear you are when you speak. Give yourself time. Don't rush your thoughts. Speak slowly. Breathe deeply. Enjoy the rhythm of your words. That's how you turn silence into confidence. You are not just learning English, you are learning how to trust yourself while you speak. You are learning that silence is not a mistake, it's a sign that your brain is growing. So, next time you speak English and a silent gap appears, don't fill it with um, fill it with calm, fill it with confidence, because you've got this. Thanks for watching Easy Talk English. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Keep practicing and see you in the next video. Now tell me, what do you usually do when you forget a word while speaking? Do you stay silent or do you try to keep talking?